Phil Spencer, I swear to God, man. I swear to God, I almost forgave you. I almost gave you an Xbox a pass. I have been very somewhat positive about Xbox lately because out of the three companies right now, you're the one with the clear vision. You're the one with a full slate of games for 2024. You are the one who seemed to be doing all right, finally turning that corner, finally becoming a respectful company within the video game industry. Yes, there'd been some concerns with games going to PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch, but I took you at your word. When you said that it was just these games, I took you at your word when you talked about the future of Xbox, staying within consoles. Sarah Bond, you're involved in this too. Because you're all liars. You're all liars, and all goodwill is now completely thrown out the window. I am now back to being extremely skeptical about Xbox. Why, you might ask? Well, let's look at what happened today. Obviously, amidst all of the Nintendo Switch 2 hoopla and stuff, Microsoft decided, hey, we need to close some studios here. This write-up is coming to us from PC Gamer, although I'm not a personal computer gamer mostly. Microsoft announces 4 studio closures, including Arcane Austin and Tango Gameworks, creators of Prey and Hi-Fi Rush, respectively. Hi-Fi, you son of a bitch. Hi-Fi Rush was your highest rated game in recent memory. Granted, it didn't really sell all that well, but that's because you have Game Pass. Because you continually put out there that Game Pass is the savior to video games. And as consumers, we enjoy it. I enjoy it. I never really buy any Xbox games unless they're third-party games, which that's even still rare. But you have created this ecosystem. You have created all this stuff. And now you're saying essentially, oh, well, wait, it doesn't work because we need to close arguably one of the more unique studios that you have. Arguably one of the more, interesting studios that you have. Arcane Austin. Let's talk about Arcane Austin. Austin 316, if you will. Arcane Austin is someone... I played Redfall, bro. I played Redfall before the 60 frames per second patch. I played it on my Xbox, and I was not a fan of it. But I always knew in the back of my mind why Redfall was in the situation that it was in. And it wasn't because of Arcane Austin necessarily. I think with additional time, that game still would not have been a great game, but it would have been a little bit better than it was when it came out. Now, why did Arcane Austin have to put that game out? Was it because they decided that the game was ready? No. It was because of good old Phil Spencer. Remember a couple of years ago? These 3 games will be coming out within the next 12 months with Forza, Starfield, and of course Redfall. One of those games came out in those 12 months, and that was Redfall. The other 2 games ended up getting delayed. But that was the one game, Redfall, that probably should have been delayed because the game was clearly not ready. The game was not ready for people to consume, but because Phil Spencer and the team at Xbox put behind some arbitrary release date of this game needs to come out when we are within these 12 months, so you better get it ready. Like they didn't have enough time. They didn't have enough manpower. Whatever the case may be, something was awry with this game. And you let it out to be slaughtered. You let it out there to completely get ridiculed by gamers, to completely flop, and then you're surprised. Oh, look at me. I'm so surprised. I'm Phil Spencer. So we also lost Alpha Dog Games and Roadhouse Games. Also, by the way, Tango Gameworks also developed The Evil Within and Ghostwire Tokyo. Now, I played some Ghostwire Tokyo. I know, surprise, surprise. Doesn't seem like an RGT style game, and it really wasn't. But The Evil Within, that's some cool stuff. But once again, you're shutting down these studios. And people are saying, well, what about Blade? Blade is Arcane Lion, which is out in... France, I believe it is. That's not going to really impact this. But why are you closing down these studios when you're buying up game Look at me, Phil Spencer, you son of a bitch. Why are you buying up studios and then you're buying up studios that haven't done anything for you yet? I haven't seen any fruits of these labors quite yet when it comes to these studios acquisitions. Hell, to be perfectly honest with you, I'm still waiting for you to do something interesting with Rare, but I've let that ship sail a very, very long time ago, because that was before your time. But in your tenure of being at Xbox, what has buying any of these studios done as far as making games on the Xbox platform? Maybe, just maybe, you lie out your ass. Maybe, just maybe, it never was about putting games on the Xbox. It was never about making the Xbox brand stronger. It was about being able to put these games onto all platforms. And maybe you led all of the Xbox fans, all of the Xbox content creators, all of the Xbox consumers, more importantly, because fans and content creators are different than consumers. Consumers are the ones putting money in your pocket. They're not parading around giving you free publicity all the damn time. But the consumers are the one putting money in your pocket under the guise, under the thought process that, hey, we're going to get some really cool exclusive games here. It looks like we're going to get some good stuff in 2024 with Avowed, with Hellblade 2, with Indiana Jones. But now, can we believe you? And I think the part that really is annoying is just how out of left field this was. Obviously, I understand, I'm kind of a different mindset when it comes to when you get these, studio closures and stuff like that. I feel like the games industry is in a, decline right now, even though revenue is up. Obviously, game creation has slowed to a complete halt. I've talked about this before in videos, so it's kind of ironic to see all of these people now coming out of the woodwork saying, oh, the gaming industry is about to crash. It's like, no shit, dude. Watch me. I've been saying that for months now because I'm looking at the bigger picture, but better late than never when it comes to this. But all because revenue is up doesn't mean that it is because you're charging more money for these games. Is this about Xbox, or is this about just trying to make money where you can make money because you have failed Xbox consumers? You released the Xbox One with a bevy of games and then let it die. You released the Xbox Series X before it was even done. And you can make the same case for the PlayStation 5, and I will make that case. However, PlayStation at least has a bit of brand loyalty. PlayStation at least has a diehard fan base that has enjoyed all of their previous systems. PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, not 5 because 5 is what we're talking about here, but PlayStation 1 through 4. Great systems, great library, great exclusives. Obviously a strong point of PlayStation. With Xbox, you had the original Xbox. The Xbox 360 was awesome, but that was a long time ago now. Okay? That was a long time ago. You have done a lot of ill will towards people. And now that you're buying up all these damn studios to do jack shit with them, and then you take studios who are actually making stuff for you. Quality stuff. Prey was another game that was pretty decently scored, but Hi-Fi Rush is one of your highest scoring games. It's right up there with the freaking flight simulator stuff. It's a shame. It's a shame. And I think the talented people at these companies are going to land on their feet. And I hope they do, because there obviously is some talent there. This isn't some talentless studios who don't know their head from their ass or something like that. They're making quality stuff. Good stories, good overall games. But Microsoft and Xbox, your brand just sucks right now, dude. I don't understand your vision. And the problem is, I'm going to go back to this, which I said at the start of the video. The problem is you don't have a vision. Or if you do have a vision, it's different than what you're telling everyone. And that's a problem, especially in a consumer-driven industry. You say that you're doing it to prioritize high-impact titles. What the hell does that mean? Redfall and Hi-Fi Rush were high-impact titles. Redfall got destroyed, but it was supposed to be a high, big production game that was supposed to be awesome. But you let it out to be shot in the woods, Old Yeller style. Hi-Fi Rush, no one's gonna buy it when it's on Game Pass. What do you mean by high-impact titles? Hi-Fi Rush was your high-impact title. It was your best scoring game. You want the Metacritic stuff? Now you got it. But then he shut down the studio, thus essentially killing the other properties too that the studio has done. Out of your damn mind. Phil Spencer, it's time to go, my brethren. If I'm Microsoft, bro, you know, I'm going in there and I'm getting rid of all these Xbox executives. They all just talk out Greenberg, all these. I don't even know if Greenberg's still there. All these Xbox people just talk out their ass. A few months ago, they said that that studios were fine and everything was fine and you know everything's cool, everything's gonna work out just fine. And then you do this. You're all a bunch of liars. You're all a bunch of shifty, scammy people, and it's disgusting. You're the ones who should be removed. Go, let an executive run the damn thing. I don't think it could be much worse than what you're doing now. Because at least they'll be like, hey, you know what? We got to get some games out. We got to get some good stuff going here. Let's go. Let's get in movement. Like, what does Phil Spencer do? What do you do with this company? I feel like I could do a better job than you. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. That's all I really got to say about this, man. It's a damn shame to see the one company that made you a high-scoring Metacritic game be just axed, you know, roughly a year later. It's a shame to see that you pretty much led Arcane Austin to, you know, the graveyard because you rushed them to make their game and get their game out before an arbitrary release date that was set by you. So you really only have to blame yourself with this, Xbox. You can't really blame the consumers. You can't blame anyone else. You got to point that finger at yourself. But you won't do it. No accountability. Let me know what you think about this in the comments section down below. Am I being too harsh on Xbox? Because, hell, man, I've been one of the nicer people about Xbox this year. But I call a spade a spade. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. Hit the bell as well. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.